Now we will be joining these things. Yeah. So the last class where we stopped, ఇది exit out కదండి, ఇది exit ఏమో huh? అది కాదండి, ఇది స్క్రీన్ పీపీటీ మాత్రం. Yeah. So we started the concept of string and we discussed how it came from the array of characters. Initially, the concept came from the array of characters in C. Next, the name came as string. So I will be using directly the string. So you can see the things, the same definition I can what we call I can declare as a character of array, or I can declare as a string. So in these examples you can see here. But why we are discussing as an array of characters is so that you can easily understand the concept of string. If I directly tell the operations on string, it will be, you can't understand the things. So I am discussing more on array of characters. So 2 or 3 programs we have discussed, starting from printing a string in the from in C, next printing a character in C, next string, finding the string length, that is how many characters are there in this in the given string, and next also counting the number of characters in the string. So up to that one we have discussed. And another thing is and at the last we have discussed how a string is copied to another string. That also we discussed. So now we will discuss another example, that is how I will what we call concatenate two strings into one string. That is, I will concatenate is nothing but a combining into one string. There are two, for example, there are two strings. One string name, one string S1. That is array of character S1. You can see on the screen, the mouse which I am showing. The string is Taj. Next S2, Mahal. MAHAL. That is string 2 is Mahal. Now I will concatenate these two. That means I will combine string S1 and S2 into some other string, or in the same, I can concatenate and keep the both the strings into one thing, that is known as S1 string S1. So you can see the example. Now first what I have done, I included some operations of the string. How I will do, you can see at the mouse which I am showing, slash include string dot h. In string dot h, already some functions are there, and I will include those functions automatically when I include this library of functions. There are many functions. The function which I am discussing, that is string concatenation. Now I am discussing string concatenation. No, this also comes under string function. This is also included in string.h, but we are studying separately because we have to understand what do you mean by string concatenation. Previously also we studied string length. We discussed string length. We have found string length by using some program. The same program is in string.h. So you can see here, char S1 is equal to Taj and char S2 is equal to Mahal. Two strings are there. And now I want to combine this two string into one string. So here I took two variables, int ij, n1 comma n2. Next step, n1 is equal to string strlen in brackets s1. Now you have to understand this function. This function is nothing but the string length function. It's nothing but the string length function. It is included when how it will be included automatically when I wrote something like slash include std.h, all the functions related to strings will be included. Previously I told. Now we are discussing about the concatenation of string. This function also can be included in the string.h. but we are what we call um, we are studying separately because we have to understand each line by line, point by point, line by line, how the string will be concatenated or it will be copied, or the functions how they will happen on the string. So that's why we are talking about the programs one by one, though I can use directly slash include string.h. There is no need to. In the previous example we have seen that is string length we have found. 1 minute. String length we have found, and this is string length program for length of the string. Next one, this is how many times a character is encountered in the string. These are the functions. All these functions can be used in any program just by writing string.h. But I want to know what is happening in the array of characters, how the array of characters are distributed, what is the logic behind the array of characters and array of integers. There is a slight difference between array of integers and array of characters. That is nothing but array of integers. At the end of the array of integer, nothing will be included. But at the at the end of array of characters, that is string /0 will be there. So slight changes will be there. So if we study each function, the preliminary functions in string.h one by one, I can understand easily. 1 minute. See, someone wrote that screen is not visible. Can now is it visible? Now is it visible to all of you? No. Is it audible? Is it audible? Please reply me. Is it audible? Okay, 1 minute. Screen sharing is paused. Why it's happening? See, 1 minute. Somebody wrote that it is not visible. Now I'm trying. 1 minute. Now, 1 minute. See, now is it visible? So why it was okay, 1 minute. Your screen share is paused. 1 minute. Sir. Okay, sir. It is screen sharing you outline the screen share. Now is it visible? One or two persons, please. What we call reply me. Now is it visible? Is it visible now? One or two persons, please reply me. Okay. So now coming to the program. Then screen out. See, now I think, is it audible to everybody? Is it audible? One or two persons reply, please. Huh? Okay. Oh, it's coming. So see, now. So now in the first step, what I have done, I have got the string length, that is string length of string S1, and in the second step, string length of S2. They are stored in N1 and N2. J is equal to 0. I just initialized one variable J so that I can use in the future. Now I have just started at, see, I have made an for loop for which I is equal. What are the steps you see here? I is equal to n1. That is, I started at n1. That is string length. After that is n1, I will be starting my addition. That is, for example, you can see here. What is n1 of Taj? 3. So string length S1 is equal to 3. Now what I will be doing, see, 1 minute. So you can see the screen. I'm just writing so that you can understand there. N1 is equal to 3. So Taj is equal to 3, something like that. Now where I have to start here? Yet S1 of 3, I have to start adding the second string. So S1 of 0 is, what is S1 of 0? T. S1 of 1 is A. S1 of 2 is J. Now to concatenate two strings, that is, I am adding the second string into first string. Concatenation means combining two strings. Here what I am doing, I am combining the second string with the first string. The whole string will be kept in the string 1. So you can see here N1 is equal to 3. That means S1 of 0 is T. S1 of 2 is S1 of 1 is A. S1 of 2 is J. Now where I will be starting here, the next step is I will be storing in I is equal to N1 S1 of 3. That is, in S1 of 3 I will be storing M. Next, what I will be storing? S1 of 4 I will be storing A. So in this way I will be storing MAHAL at the end of string S1. Mahal, MAHAL is the string S2. I will be copying and storing. I will be storing the string where, starting from the end of the string S1. So here you can see in the for loop, for I is equal to N1, I less than N1 plus N2. That is up to how much I will be doing. Starting from 3, I will be adding up to 5 elements. So 3 plus 5, 8 elements I have to add. So that's why he has wrote I less than n1 plus n2. I will be starting at 3. I will be ending at 8. So the starting is n1 is 3, n2 is 5. You can see the screen. So up to 8 indices I have to add. So S1 of 5 H is equal to H. Next, S1 of 6 is equal to A. Next, S1 of 7 is equal to L. So in this way, the loop will be iterated. Starting from the end of the string S1, my string S2 will be added to the string S1. So at the end of the string, that is at the end of the any string, what's the rule we have kept for strings? At the end of any string, I have to keep /0. So I will be keeping here /0. So you can see on the screen what I am doing. So the same thing is implemented in the program which I am showing here. So that is the concatenation. So just I am adding the string S2 to S1, and the whole combined string will be S1, where I will be starting at the end of string S1. That's why it is written as I is equal to N1. Up to how many elements I will be adding, how many variables I am adding? I will be adding up to combined length of string S1 and S2. Combined length is 8. I will be starting at 3 and I will be ending with 8. Up to in between 3 to 8 indices of S1, I will be adding the string S2. See, all these things, what you have to do is you have to what we call practice the programs. Once you practice the programs, you can understand the concepts very easily. Unless you, these are all what I'm from the first day one I'm telling. All these programming languages, labs, or the theory related to these labs, you should practice. Then only you can understand the things. So you have seen the concatenation of strings. Now the same program I can name it as strcat. That means the function, if I name it as strcat and if I keep in string.h, I will be using the same function string concatenation directly. strcat in brackets s1 of s1 comma s2. See, you can see here. You can write like this. strcat s1 comma s2. So automatically string concatenation will happen. I'm just naming the program which we have discussed as strcat. So S1 and S2 are arguments. What will happen if I give, if I want to directly use this function, just I will include this string cat, strcat S1 comma S2. 1 minute. You can see the screen. So 1 minute. I think so in the next programs I will be using directly str of cat. I will not write the whole program which we discussed. Just strcat s1 comma s2. Automatically s2 will be added to s1 starting from at the end of s1. So in s1 the two strings s1 and s2 will be combined. So first part will be s1 and the second part will be s2. So now we will be discussing the next program. So the output is Taj Mahal. So you can see what I have done in the last step. Print /%s. If I keep like this %s, the whole string will be printed. percentage as S1. So the output is Taj Mahal. So now the another program. Why I am discussing these 4 to 5 programs is so that you can understand line by line how the array of characters is different from array of integers or some array of float. See, now I will be comparing two strings. If the two strings are same, I will be giving the output as two strings are identical. If they are not identical, if they do not match, I will be giving the output as not identical. So what I will have to do, starting from element starting, I will be comparing the starting element in string 1 and string 2 one by one. That is the first element in string 1 and first element in string 2 will be compared first. Then the next one is second character in string 1 and second character in string 2 will be compared. In that way, I will be go on iterating up to end of the strings, both two strings. So you can see here the program slash include stdio.h that we have previously discussed. Now into main. Next one is char s1 is equal to advise. Char s2 is also I have given as advise, but you can see here the spelling is not the same. For S1 it is ADVISE. For S2 it is ADVICE. Here in the S1 is advise, SE is there. In S2 it is CE is there. So at the last iteration, I will be detecting that the characters are not the same. That is the first character A and A both are same. Second character D and D are same. Third character V and V are same. Fourth character I and I are same. Fifth character, at the fifth character the conflict comes. The iteration what we call will be exited. S will be compared to C. Both are not equal. So I will exit the loop and just I will print not. These two are not identical. So that you can see here. So int n is equal to 0, unsigned short flag is equal to 1. Now see, I will be entering the loop while S1 of n not equal to 0. If S1 of n is not equal to S2 of n, flag is equal to 0, break, and next n plus plus. So if I will be comparing character by character of S1 and S2, I will be starting at 0. See, you can see initially n is equal to 0. So S1 of 0 not equal to null. So that is up to the end of the string S1, I will be comparing with string 2. I will be iterating up to how many characters until the end of the string is encountered or at the character where the mismatch comes. So you can see here while S1 of 0 not equal to null. Now it is not equal to null. S1 of 0 is A. So it is not equal to null. I entered the loop. Now S1 of 0 is not equal to S2 of 0. No. S1 of 0 is how much? You can see. 1 minute. I will be writing so that you can understand here. S1 of 0. How much it is? It is A. What is S2 of A? S2 of 0. It is also A. So in the first iteration, this will be there. If S1 of 0 not equal to S2 of 0. So both are equal. So I will not enter this if loop. I will come out of the if loop. N plus plus. Again, I iterated the n. That is, n will be incremented to initially it is 0. Now it will happen to, it will increment it to 1. Now what do I compare at the same time? Now I will compare S1 of 1. What is S1 of 1? D. What is S1 of S2 of 1? It is also D. So I will compare S1 of 1 and S2 of 1. Both are identical. So there is no need to enter the if flag. So again, I will be incrementing the n. That is n is equal to 2. Now is n is equal to 2. So n is equal to, in the next step, what will happen? N is equal to means S1 of 2 is V. S1 of S2 of V is S2 of 2 is also V. So there are both are same. Next, S2 of S1 of 4. How much S1 of 4 will be? S1 of 4 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. S1 of 4 is yes. S1 of S2 of 4 is C. See, here the conflict comes. At S1 of 4 and S2 of 4, the conflict comes. S1 of 4 is not equal to S2 of 4. Because S1 of 4 is yes, S2 of 4 is C. So now I will exit the if loop. What I will do? Just I will do flag is equal to 0. I will keep the value of the flag as 0. And what I'm doing? Break. That means break means I will exit all the loops in which the break sentence is there. So I will make it as flag is equal to 0 and I will break. So I will come out of this loop. Now the next step is, you can see, if flag is equal to 1, printf, both are identical. Else our flag is 0. In the example which I have given, advise S1 is ADVISC, S2 is ADVAC. At S1 of 4, the conflict came. So the second else statement will be executed. So S1 and S2, what is output? S1 and S2 are not identical. That will be the output. So you can see on the screen. At the 1 minute. See. One minute. So what is the output? Advise. 1 minute. One minute. So advise and advise are not identical. This will be the output. So these are some of the examples which we have discussed. So, but what you have to do is to understand the things from day one. I'm telling you have to practice these programs. Anyway, I will be sharing all these programs to your group, your student group, so that you have to what we call practice the things. Unless you practice, you can't understand anything. Nowadays, it's very example. There is no need to implement that is C compiler or some C softwares. Directly you can go in online only. Directly C compilers are there. There you can practice. Directly you can write the program and get the output. In the previous days, we have to install the C compiler, and we have to see that no errors will come while implementing. Then we have to execute our program. Okay. So after this one, that strings concept were discussed. That is, we discussed about the string length. First, we started at printing. Next one, we discussed what we call 1 minute. How to count the characters. When given a character, we have to count how many times it was there in the string. Next, how to copy a string in one string to another string. Next, how to concatenate one string to another string, that is combine one string to another string. How to get the length of the string. In this way, 5 to 6 programs we have discussed. I will be sharing these programs. Just try to execute them and try to practice them on your own without seeing this one. You have you have explained, no, just without seeing the program, just try to execute them. Okay, now in the previous class we have left another concept known as multi-dimensional array that we will be discussing now. Okay, 1 minute, I will be ending with this one. See, I think all these concepts were discussed by previously Sampath sir. That is, what are types of data structures, and what do you mean by linear data structure? What do you mean by non-linear data structures? Arrays. That is, we will be discussing in the first chapter only about arrays. Then coming chapters, we will be first discussing stacks and queues, and next I will be discussing linked list, and next I will be discussing trees and graphs. So the whole syllabus you can see here in the screen. So, or what do you mean by primitive data types? What are the operations? I think all of you know. No, okay. So arrays also are discussed, but one-dimensional and two-dimensional arrays that I think are discussed. Now we will be discussing the small point that is multi-dimensional array, which was left behind. You can see again what we call. I will be remembering you. I will try to remember, brush up you so that you can remember what was previously was told about one-dimensional array. That is, for example, int a of 10. How I will initializing? So you can see here a of 0 is equal to 1, a of 2 is equal to, or like this. Again, if in one go, if I want to initialize the whole array, I will be writing like this: int a of 10 is equal to 1 comma 2 comma something like this. If I want to initialize what we call each element by element, I will be using that a of 0 is equal to 1, that, or a of 1 is equal to something like that. So in the same way, character array also, char a of 5. If I want to initialize in one go, I will be writing A, B, C, D in parentheses. If I want to initialize one by one, I will be using the index. That is A of 0 is equal to A, of A of 1 is equal to B, something like that. Okay. So this is the thing. Now two-dimensional arrays. So two-dimensional arrays also the same thing. What we call, for example, int a of 3 comma 3. I will be initializing a of 3 comma 2. If I want to initialize all in one go, I will be using this parenthesis. That is here what will be stored? A of 0, 0. A of 0, 1. See here, you can see here. See. See here what we call. I will be writing this one so that you can understand the things. So A of, in this example, what you are seeing, a of 0, 0 is equal to 1. How they will be initialized? Next, a of 0 comma 1, what will be initialized? 2. Next, a of a of 0 comma 2, what will be initialized? 3. So here, number of rows and number of columns. What are the number of rows? This is one. What we call 0, 1, 2. Number of columns 0 and 1. So you can see here what we call 1, not this one. See here. This in this way they will be initialized. A of 0, a of 1 comma 0 is equal to 3. A of 1 comma 1 is equal to 4. A of 2 comma 0. How much it is? 5. 1. A of 2 comma 1 is equal to 6. So the value here, the thing which you will be understanding, how we will be understanding is int a 3 comma 2 you will be is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6. You have to understand like this: a of 0 0 is equal to 1, a of 0 1 is equal to 2, a of 1 0 is equal to 3, a of 1 1 is equal to 4, a of 2 0 is equal to 5, a of 2 1 is equal to 6. So it is a int a of 3 comma 2 is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6 is a combined initialization. Whereas if you want to initialize element by element, you have to do like this. If I want to initialize some a of 1 comma 1 as 4, then you have to write like this. So this is the initialization part for two-dimensional array. Okay. 1 minute. I will be erasing this one. So now you will be seeing the next screen. One minute. So here also you can see initialization. First you have to know the initialization without confusion in arrays. Then you can do any operation. So here you can see int 5 comma 3. That is 5 comma 3 means what? 5 rows and 3 columns. So how I will be writing 1 2 3 is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. So what is the which value one will be representing? A of 0 comma 0. So I will be writing this here. So here I will be writing, I think, you can see the example here also, display example. What I have written 2 comma 3. Now you can see how this 2 comma 3, that is 0 1 for the first index will be 0 and 1, two options will be there, two indices will be there, and for second index 0 1 2, three indices will be there. So by initializing the whole array, I can write as an loop for I is equal to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus, j is equal to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus. Enter the value for display. So percentage d display scanf. That is, I will be taking the values by using scanf and starting from display 0 comma 0. Next display 0 comma 1. Next display 0 comma 2. Now next is display 1 comma 0. Next 1 comma 1. 1 comma 2. So that's over. So in this way, I will be printing the values which I took into the array. So you can see the thing. Display 2 comma 3. What are the values I will be storing? Display 0 comma 0, 0 comma 1, 0 comma 2, and 1 0, 1 1, 1 2. So these are the elements in the two-dimensional array of display 2 comma 3. Okay. So now I will be writing a program for 5 by 5 array. So you can see there 8 3 9 0 10 3 5 17 1 comma 1 2 8 6 23 comma 1 15 7 3 22 comma 9 6 4 6 14 2 6 0. So I want to add the elements in the row in first row, first column, or I want the addition of elements in the first row, sum of elements in the second row, sum of elements in the third row, sum of elements in the fourth row, sum of elements in the fifth row, or sum of elements in the first column, second column, third column, something like that. So you can see here, you can see the example, or you can see the program here. Int main a of 5 comma 5. In that one I have written all the elements which I want to take as input to get the output of sum of the row elements, sum of the column elements. Now I want to print the value of the sum of elements in the row 1, next row 2, next row 3, next row 4. In the same way, I want to print the value in the sum of elements in the value of sum of elements in the row 1, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5. So you can see here. I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. J is equal to 0, J less than 5, J plus plus. Sum is equal to A of I comma J. So you can see here, I will be initially keeping I is equal to 0, and I will be incrementing J from 0 to 5. That is what I'm adding 0 comma 0, 0 comma 1, 0 comma 2, 0 comma 3, 0 comma 4. So what I'm getting, sum of the elements in row 1, that is row 0. Next, again I will coming out of the loop and I will be incrementing I is equal to 1. So in the next iteration, what I will be adding, A of 1 comma 0, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, 1 comma 4, up to 1 comma 4 I will be adding, and I will be getting the value of the sum of elements in the row 2. In the same way, column, if I want to add the elements in column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. So what I will be doing, taking an iteration of J is equal to 0 and J is less than 5 and J plus plus initially. Next I will be giving I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. You can see here, sum is equal to A of I and J plus plus. So initially J is equal to 0. Next, initially I is equal to 0. In the inner loop, what I will be doing, I will be incrementing the value of I. So what the thing will be executed here, sum is equal to sum plus is equal to A of I comma J. First it will be A of 0 comma 0. Next, what will be the thing? A of 1 comma 0. Next, A of 2 comma 0. Next, A of 3 comma 0. See, I will be writing here so that you can understand here. So what will be added? What they will be added? A of 0 comma 0 initially. Next, A of what do we call 0 comma 1 comma 0. So next, what will be added? Next, A of 2 comma 0. So in this way, up to 3, 4, they will be added. These five elements will be added, and the output is column 0. The output is some value that is nothing but A of 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0. So these 5 elements come under the sum of elements in column 0. Next column 1, next column 2, column 3, something like that. In the same way here in the upwards, you can see here sum is equal to A of 1 comma 0. Next, A of 1 minute 0 comma 0. Next, 0 comma 1. Next, A of 0, 2. These will be added. So what will be the output? It is nothing but the output is initially the output of sum of row 0, sum of elements in row 0. Next, what will be the output? Sum of elements in row 1. next row 2, next row 3, next row 4. In the below one, you can see the sum of elements in column 0, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. So that is the thing. So you have to understand like that one. The next step is, so in the multi-dimensional array, the same thing will be there. Now you are seeing 3 indices. This is int a of 3, 4, 3. 1 minute. So here you can see the thing. Previously, what we have seen, int a of 10, 20 we have seen. Now we will be seeing a of 4, 10, 20. So how many cells should be there in an array? 800 cells should be there in an array. For example, 3-dimensional array we have seen. Up to now, 1-dimensional we have seen, 2-dimensional we have seen. Now we are seeing 3-dimensional. How they will be initialized? You can see the example. So for example, a of 2, 3, 4, I have to initialize. How I will be doing? First, a of 0, that is a of 0. In a of 0, I will be adding this all these things. Next, in a of 1, I will be adding these whole things. That is a of 0, some x, y. These two will be some values. First, initially, a of 2 means what? 0 and 1 will be there in the first index. A of 2 means 0 and 1 will be the things in the first index. So a of 0 and a of 1 you can see here. Next, in a of 3, 4, I will be seeing different combinations. You can see here a of 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. Because the third index is 4. So I will be starting at 0 and ending with 3. In the middle one, 3. That is what we call the 3 indexes are there. 2, 3. 3 indices means I will be starting at 0 and I will be ending with 2. So you can see here 0, 1, 2. So a of 2 is 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. So in this way, I will be initializing the first part. Next part is a of 1. Previously I told 2 indices are there. A of 2 means a of 0 and a of 1. In the a of 1 also, I will be initializing in this manner. So first, what I have telling is, first you have to know how to initialize the array. That is 2-dimensional array, how I have to initialize. 3-dimensional array, how I have to initialize. That you have to get clarity. That you should get clarity so that you can understand the next things. So in the same way, the 3-dimensional array, if I want to print the 3-dimensional array, this is the program. So up to this one, the concept of strings and concept of what we call 3-dimensional array, multi-dimensional array, we have discussed. So why I discussed all these things is these initial parts will be useful to understand the second chapter or third chapter or fourth chapter XYZ. So previously we took the second chapter, that is the concept of stacks in second chapter. But what I understood is some elements are missing, that is arrays, strings. Some elements are not discussed in the previous classes. So I again tried to remember you how the strings operations will be done, how the array operations will be done, so that you can understand the uses and applications of stacks and queues or linked lists in the next chapters. Okay, so up to now, so today is this is the now we will be stopping the what we call the discussion. In the next chapters we will be discussing the stacks and queues. The second chapter concepts we will be discussing. So up to now we have discussed briefly about strings and arrays. Okay, so that's enough. So I will be leaving the session. Today it's enough. Okay.